Holistic connection. Let's heal. Holistic connection. Let's learn. Holistic connection. Let's grow. Holistic connection. Let's be real.
Hello, everyone. This is PamelaTopjian, your host for Holistic Connections, Conversations with Holistic Practitioners. And you read the thumbnail and you clicked on this, so you know what we're going to talk about today. But I want you to listen with an open mind and with curiosity and to leave judgment behind you. Just listen and learn and grow. So I want to welcome my guest, and I will ask you to introduce yourself and share what you do in the holistic healing space.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you for having me. It's so lovely.
Absolutely.
So great. I'm Myola Woods, and my work as a holistic therapist is in the line with people's intimate lives. And often, really people come to see me and they think they have a desire issue and a lot of other problems in the bedroom. And often what I find is it comes back to they have a nervous system injury.
Yeah.
And so where we work is on the nervous system injury. I've got lots and lots of skills in the tool bag, EMDR therapist, a somatic sexologist, sexological bodywork, NLP, the list goes on.
Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time now.
I love that. Yeah.
And what's fascinating for me is often, as we're doing the work, people say to me, I feel different. My relationships feel different. And they came to me expecting to be better in the bedroom or have more desire.
Right. Yeah.
And what happens is a whole other world opens up for them, because as we work on the nervous system, then our whole lives change, our whole system changes. And because when we finally feel safe, then the body will open and our lives change.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, we're going to have a lot of talking. And my journey to get here has been one of, self-discovery. Still come back to my nervous system could probably feel safer all the time. How do I keep making it safer? How do I keep growing? It's because life happens. And that's what we're here to do. And I feel like it's not that we need to be regulated all the time. Like
Right.
it would all be flat. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. We don't need to be flat. We have ups and downs. That's what life's about. And it's how we just don't want to spend too long up or too long down.
Yeah.
And
or go too far.
Yes, go too far. We want to stay, but we want to have those ups and downs a little bit, because that's what life.
Yeah.
I mean, all day I think we're regulating. All day something happens, the child misses the bus, or somebody said something, so we're hurried out the door, or what you wanted to wear has got put through the wash with a towel, and now it's got white stuff all over it. So amazing phone call rang, and someone's had a baby, someone's getting married. Our day is supposed to be up and down.
Yeah.
And then it's how we hone that. It's when when we have trauma or when we have a nervous system injury, we tend to then hold in that area, and we get stuck.
Yeah.
And that's the work I do with people, is to be able to not get stuck there anymore.
One of the questions I had written down was if there were any misconceptions about sexuality that are more really nervous system issues. And then also, how often are the intimacy issues related to like unresolved trauma? And those were two questions that I wrote down that I wanted to make sure I asked you. And you were already speaking on that. So thank you so much for that. Is there anything else you want to say on those two subjects before I move on?
Sure. I sense that, when I see people, we feel like our body's broken. Our body's not our friend. And really, our body is totally the opposite to that. It is totally trying to keep us safe. And so for sometimes the ways that it keeps us safe is by shutting down and disconnecting and disassociating, or going and eating something, or going or removing ourselves. So these are the ways that it knows how to keep us safe. So it's not trying to do us harm. It's
Right.
trying to really, body's always trying to keep homeostasis.
Yeah.
So whatever that looks like. And in whatever ways. So often, you hear people say, I keep doing the same thing. And it's a bit like, Groundhog Day or, Jumanji or any of those things. Until you kind of get that right, or until you kind of get do all of the things that you need to do on the game, then we get to move to the next level, or we get to heal that. And here on our planet, what that looks like is that we're more embodied, we're more present, we have better relationships, we have better relationships with ourselves. We hold our bodies and our minds and our soul differently. When we don't have to hold stuff down, then we have more freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then we're more open. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So, how did you first become interested in doing this type of work? And what you have so many different offerings. So, what kind of came first? And I'm sure they kind of meld together and integrate together, but where did you start with all of the things that you're doing?
Yeah, where did I start? That's a good question, Pamela. Thank you. It was a long time ago now.
I can see you thinking.
It feels like a long time. I know. Where
I get
would I
it.
like to start? So early on, I mean, I have a trauma background. And so really early on, I kind of knew that I wanted to have something different. I grew up in a family and a situation that there was lots of hereditary programming and lots of things that were said but not really meant. And so there was overt things happening. There was lots of silences. And then also people don't talk about it as well. So you have the rupture. There's no repair. And you just kind of get onto it and have resentment and then until the next rupture. So I always knew that I wanted something different than that. I wanted something that was, and let me put the little caveat in here, that has not been easy to, because when we're talking about generations, all of that happens before we can talk. So, when a lot of this stuff is so old, but I knew really early, I was always intuitive. Now, whether that's because of the environment or because of, well, who knows, whether that was nature versus and what I had to do.
Hard to know where that came from.
It is, but grateful as well. So let me know, grateful because without that, I would not be able to do the work that I do, because that has led, like I see a very big correlation to having to pick up on the nuances of things and having to be intuitive and having to know, to working with people, what's going on there, what's happening. I can, feel things and notice things. So I guess now I used it for good to keep me safe, but now I use it for the betterment of humanity. A much better use of it, I think. I've always had two kind of fields, an education field and a bodywork field. And so I kind of teach as I learn and teach people. I'm very, very practical. I go to these things. I had, my sexuality journey, first of all, was energetic. I was very much an energetic practitioner. And then I moved more into, as I suppose, got more embodied. So as I got more embodied, so did my work with people. So I suppose I really understand where people are at when they say that they get close to orgasms, but they can't. And when they, I've had 4 births, I really understand desire, fluctuations, and where that actually comes from. So for me, my journey has been a lot about, well, where does my sexual energy come from and where does my pleasure come from? Because if I want to share it with somebody else, I need to understand it here first.
Right.
I needed to know that this was mine. This wasn't for somebody else performing something. I wasn't doing something. I mean, sometimes you can, that's not what I'm saying. But it was essentially mine. And so once I kind of discovered that, I could realize, well, I can use this for me. I can use this to share. I can use this for healing. I can use this for projects. I can use this to, commune with the universe. An amazing transformational energy that I could get a grasp on, and then show people how to do that. Like show people how to be the magicians in their life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you do work with couples, obviously, and you work with people one-on-one as well. So what can somebody expect when they first reach out to you? If they're interested in any of your services or all of your services, what can they expect when they first reach out to you? And are you working virtually or in person or both?
Yeah, both, Pamela. I mean, that depends on distance. I mean,
Sure.
I have some clients in the US, so I'm in Australia, just in case
Yeah.
it's not obvious by my accent,
Yeah.
and just in case, it doesn't usually let me down. But I work with people in the States, people in Europe, and I also work with people locally as well. So sometimes we'll take a step back. When people reach out. And because often when people reach out, they're a bit nervous, they're really.
Mm-hmm.
And often for people, they've seen a lot of people. I'm usually not the first person people come to. I mean, mostly because they don't know somebody like me exists.
Right,
But
right.
it's getting less. So, normally when people reach out, we have a call, and we really kind of nut out, am I the best person at this point to work with?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my work is really slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really about the nervous system and the body. And because we've spent years often overriding the body, and really sometimes really simple things like we
Yeah.
put shoes on that are not comfortable, we
Mm-hmm.
eat things that we don't like, or there's often subtlety and slowness that needs to come to the body. So first of all, we work out, are we a good fit? Is this the right time? Is this the right space? Is this the right, because all of those
Mm-hmm.
are important. And then often I put together a package usually for people. So for
Okay.
people in the US that either they're coming to visit, or occasionally I go to the States, so
Oh, nice.
we organise that. Yeah, it's great. But often we do some of both. We do some individual sessions online. We do some individual sessions face to face.
Mm-hmm.
And often, when we've done a couple of online sessions, so even sometimes locally, I will do
Yeah.
some online sessions, because the body, that somatic thing happens and the body trusts. And then once the body's built that trust, and they can, they know I'm kind of predictable, and I know I'm safe.
Yeah.
Then when
Then
we
they know what
do
to
the
expect. Yeah.
face-to-face work, hands-on, things move much, much quicker, or in a really slow, way. It's a really beautiful, organic way that the body opens up. It's a little bit like a flower when it's,
Mm-hmm.
it's tight as a bud, and then, one petal, and then
Yeah.
another petal, and it sort of blossoms. It's really,
Yeah.
really beautiful. So people work with me usually for 6 or 12 months.
Okay.
Some of my clients have, been with me for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So it's a slow,
Right.
it's a slow burn. It's a
Process.
slow
Yeah.
burn.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
is it mostly couples or mostly just an individual person or mostly couples?
I see. I have a mix of both.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I currently have probably more individuals than couples, but
Okay.
sometimes that fluctuates the other way around. I often, even when I'm working with a couple, I often see them separately as well.
Well, that makes
So
sense.
if they're not seeing me individually, they need to be seeing somebody. So
Yeah.
because there's still, there's the relationship dynamic, and then there's the individual dynamic, and then there's the bringing
Yeah.
that together. So we still, even in a relationship, we still need to be doing our own work.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that comes with any kind of couples therapy, I think, that we've got our own stuff and they've got their own stuff and we got our stuff together and it all needs sorting out. Yeah.
Yeah, all it's about loads of fun.
Yeah. So there are several different modalities and methods and offerings that you have. So what are people most confused about, or where do the most misunderstandings or misconceptions come about for you with all of the different things that you do?
The misconceptions. I think sometimes people think it's going to be sexy, and often it is not sexy at all.
Right.
Well, because what we're working with really is what is in the way of our authentic expression. So that's not usually sexy. That's not
Right.
usually, we're usually down in the trenches, kind of digging out the old piping from, 10, 20, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
putting the electric eel in, cleaning it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Is usually what we're doing. I mean, that's not to say that, and so I think this would be another thing that people get a bit nervous about, is because we are talking about sexuality, and maybe I might have arousal, or maybe I might have pleasure, or maybe I might have, and everything, in these sessions, everything is welcome. So somebody
Yeah.
could have arousal, somebody could cry, somebody could laugh, somebody could, stomp their feet. Everything is welcome. It's not a, we only go to the kind of dark places in the trenches, and we only go to the light places over here. Often there is a mix of both. When we shut off one emotion, so if we shut off pleasure, whatever the other side of that coin is for you, that's shut off as well. So we actually can't access either when we shut them down.
Yeah.
So when that starts to come in, we are able to, we have more flow, we have more range. Yeah. So I think that is the misconception. And also the misconception, there's a way of relating as a a healer, a therapist, relationship. But there's no romantic relationship. So it's a different dynamic. So I think, and for a lot of people, that is a really big game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Because who do we really talk to sex about? We either talk to our lovers, and sometimes that's not so good. Sometimes that's great. Sometimes it's, but we're only really like our lovers or a health practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really talk to anyone in between.
Yeah.
So I kind of act as that gateway where you can get to have the experience and have it without that I've got to give back. I've got to, later thinking about the dishes or thinking about something else that's going on. There's none of that. And so there is space to explore all sorts of emotions and feelings and sensations in a really safe way. And I think when people come, it is usually more normal than what they think. I mean, once we get over the, talking about intimate bits and privacy, and there are ways to word things, it's fine. But once you get over that, then they go, oh, okay, so this is normal. This is not something taboo or to be afraid of or scary, which then brings them home to more naturalness at home in their own self.
So you had mentioned that it's not a romantic relationship at all. So I wondered if there was any kind of like transference, especially if you're working with an individual. Like, do they think that they're falling in love with you? Have you ever had that happen where they think that you're somebody that they want to be with romantically because you have helped them open up so much or helped them with their own issues? Is that called transference? I think that's what that is.
Transference, yeah.
Okay.
Transference. Yes, but we bring that to the table as well. So we talk about it.
Oh, good,
So
good.
if somebody says, I'm having feelings for you, or oh, I think I love you, then we talk about that and go, well, what is that about, and what is that, and we break that down and we come back to what would that feel like if that was back to you. I mean, yes, there might be these feelings, and these feelings are valid. How about we move them to you? What would it be like if we move them? Because there isn't something romantic here. Like, this is it's my work. We're not romantic or friends, or it's my work. So we talk about it. And so therefore we normalize feelings. I mean, particularly in sexual, our sexual energy, we've really had no education on it, have we?
Right. Very, very basic biological stuff. Yeah.
Don't get a disease, don't get pregnant. But so when we feel these things, and then what's the other thing we're told? We're told that when you feel something, it means that you need to date them, marry them, have babies with them, whatever, build a house, all those things. Could be that I just had a feeling. And
Mm-hmm.
how amazing it is to, I mean, I talk to people about, this is slightly off track, but I talk to people about having affairs and things. And it might be, I mean, affairs are a big subject, so I'm narrowing it down here. But that feeling, someone gave me that feeling, that feeling was in you. Our feelings, I think we are at somewhere where we know our sadness, our happiness, our feelings are within us.
Mm-hmm.
So arousal and things are within us as well. So what, different questions could be, what can I cultivate in myself? I mean, if I want to go and have an affair, if I want to go and do that, maybe that's still on the cards. But asking some questions to myself first. What is this feeling and why do I like it? And what does it bring to me? And is there a different way of getting it? Because, lots of affairs don't end very well. So there's sometimes a little bit of self-inquiry, because that feeling can be amazing. But that doesn't mean that we have to action that feeling.
Right.
With that person there, with that scenario, with that, let's have a bit of space in between that. And because if it's meant to be, then having a bit of space is not going to do it any harm. Things that are urgent often create, are not urgent in the big picture. So coming back to that. And so when people do have that transference, it can often be a way to be able to have those discussions. So, and also them learning, well, okay, so if I feel this could be this feeling, and then I ask some questions, and then maybe there is somebody I go on a date with, or maybe there is somebody that I can know, okay, I am attracted, and why am I attracted, and how is that all happening for me? So we don't shy away from the tricky subjects either.
Yeah, nice.
And we bring them back to us. Like, what is happening here? What is going on for me, so that we can learn and grow, and without shame. Yeah. Because that's the other thing, isn't it? With all of us, I'd say all of us, but maybe there are some people that don't have shame around some part of their sexuality. And so then it loses our curiosity. So it's a nice, safe space to talk about those things.
That's great. So I'd like to get to where people can reach you.
For sure, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and
that's
fairly easy to find.
Okay.
Yeah, fairly easy to find with a name like Myola. It's fairly easy to find. Yeah, I really enjoy working with people who are interested in creating a different world, a different nervous system, and creating something different on our planet.
Yeah. And you have some ebooks on your website as well. So you want to talk about those a little bit?
Okay, I do have some ebooks on my website. I've got one of the ebooks is all about oral sex, and it may not be exactly what you think if you kind of got my vibe. Totally, it's it's a lot about what you could be doing, and there's a lot of curiosity and connection, because no matter what we do, no matter what skills we have, if we're present and we're connected, that makes everything better. Yeah. Everything from simple touching to extraordinary, extravagant things. Everything's better if we're present and we're connected. Yeah. So lots of my work is around that. And there's exercises, so that there's practices, so that we can actually practice doing, not just thinking about it, but actually doing it and setting it up together, so that we can do it either individually or in partners. Nice. Yeah.
So is there anything else that you would like to share, or anything else you'd like to make sure that people know before we end this today? I know there's so much more we could talk about. We could have went on for an hour, but
we could have. And it's so lovely. It's so generous, your offer to your podcast. I listened to a number of them, and it was really interesting guests. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for giving us the opportunity. What I would leave people with is that, I said it before, I mentioned it, you're not broken. If things are not working the way you think they are, there's not something wrong with you. There's not something broken. There certainly is hope, and there certainly is. And if your soul, because often it's our soul that kind of twinkles in our heart and tells us there's more, then follow that. Whether it's me or somebody else, but follow that curiosity and see where it leads. Because often there's a way to a different world. Follow follow that part that you want to hide.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great message. I love that. I love that. Thank you. So thank you for being my guest, and thank you for sharing so much. There was so much information in just this short amount of time. And please, everyone, visit her website. It'll be linked in the show notes and in the description below. So thank you once again. And I know that this was different than what people thought it was going to be. And just like you have said, when they contact you, it's going to be probably different than what they first envisioned. And there's no reason to be nervous about it. Although anytime we're doing something new and, we're a little bit nervous regardless of what it is. But yeah. So thank you once again. I really appreciate you.